Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Salam takun konat tay wa akhwat tay junubin. Alela topic tanna wade hena jama. Yeah, welcome brother Noel, Uncle Adams. Isim da biga gere biga shinu. Welcome da kullu. Ana bahayikum barru nas tanna fi Facebook, min fi YouTube. Hina keda rabbana yabarikum. يا topic بتاعنا واضح الليلة. واحنا قلنا كلام ده كتير. في ناس طبعا بشوف انه كأننا عندنا قوري كلام ده في شكل advice sometimes، لكن يا ده كله بيحصل. وده today I want also to put some of us brothers and sisters in a spot. كده أنا كنت بقولنا ده. We are South Sudanese, we are a diverse community. We are a melting pot, so unique in unity. Let's be a relationship, a song of unity. We are multicultural, we are multi-ethnic. Our diversity is our nationality. Hey, our diversity is our identity. It's our diversity, it's our nationality. Let's build a network based on trust and harmony. Let's curate our dialogue to resolve our differences. Let's come together, let's agree to disagree. Let's humble ourselves. Our diversity is our nationality. Hey, our diversity is our identity. Yes, our diversity is our nationality. Our diversity is our nationality. Hey, our diversity is our identity. Yes, our diversity is our nationality. Yeah, Charles, the space is too small. I can't add it here. So, my brothers and sisters, greet you all. أنا برحب بيتهم كله. وأنا جي ونس كلام ده مهم جدا، ورسالة عيال كتير بيجاني لأخواننا في أمريكا. في أمريكا وفي Western world anyways، بالذات في North America. You have a lot of work to do. لأنه شانتون جيني تون ما يكتب MPs تاكن بالذات أو في زمن تا elections زي ده كان a lot of letters ألتم براسل MPs تاكن. Just one thing that أنا دير وريلي تاكن بجد إنتو قصرت فيه بالذات في موضوع ده، لأنه موضوع sanction ده I like it very much. ده اللي يسيبوا ناس ما يكلموا كويس قتلا مجانين شوية. So كده أنا play اسم شنو بنا ترى شوية كده الليلة. كمان نقدر نقول happy father's day anyways لأبوها التانيين.
fijebe musala kai bijaminita dipenda kumfuta is your name Alpha Omega is your name Kelala geni deita Kelala fadulu leita Kelala geni deita Kelala fadulu leita You are my defender, comforter. Press your name. You are the Alpha and Omega. I worship you, Lord. Kelala geni leita. Kelala fadulu leita. Kelala geni leita. Kelala fadulu leita. You are my defender, comforter. Press your name. You are the Alpha and Omega. I worship you, Lord. The Lord is a night. Umanya obijeri lukua. Zakuri kuri. Alibijere mabikutaba. Ikarabona rabona. Ifutukulu. Musana mwalabu. Teisimtaki. Bidaya wanihaya. Teisimtaki. Ita mabigeru, ita la sawa sawa. Kelala geni leita, kelala fadulu leita, kelala geni leita, kelala fadulu leita. You are my defender, comforter. Press your name. You are the Alpha and Omega. I worship you, Lord. Kelala geni leita, tafima shaki. Kelala fadulu leita, atafita joro prabu. Kelala geni leita, kelala faruwa pe. Kelala fadulu leita, rijawa. You are my defender, comforter. Press your name. You are the Alpha and Omega. I worship you, Lord. Hata vimashakil ketiri Kumwapta dunia ketiri awi Kelana geni leita rapuna Imanueli alamanina Kelana fadulu leita rapuna Kelana geni jambita rapuna Ana yao leita yawe Ita dema fimanina Yesu Masia Kelana geni jambita rapuna Fisama Kelana fadulu leita Kelana fadulu leita
كده فاضل ليتا شكرا أخوتنا ماما نانسي وشكرا كتير بنا فعلا جميل جدا قناة أخواتها طبعا يوم أحد زي ده مرات كنا بونس زي ده في الناس سنين الجيجام قمود الجيجام بنبت الجيجام شنو الجيجام حاجات تكجرات ده ربنا بيبورتك عنا منهم وكما ربنا بيقول لنا نعمة وحكمة عشان بقدر ونس كويس بس ده عندنا كان لتكون مهم جدا كتير كنا شنو كتب ما قال عشان في التاني قال والله ده ربول تا ربنا أنا ما بابا ربنا إتانو لأنه موسى ذاته لما كان شكل زمان وقرفة يدينتو فوق وشعبته قوين فأنا برسبك ربنا وفي نفس الوقت أنا بعرف شغل تنا أنا دي شكله تجسس شكرا كتير كده الناس شوية لجيمي لو بعدنا برا قدام توبيك تنا الليلة مهم جدا في ورقة أول عندنا تا رجال الدين أنا بعرف ده تا بريس ريليس رجال الدين أنا ده راجع فوق سري كده أنا أعرف من ذاته ما ده فيه لأنه فوق ناس إمام فوق كان عايز أنا إنه في صورة طبعا كده بس أنا could not actually download that photo. ففي حاجة هنا أنا أقدر كلام لأنه كلام ده مهم لأنه التوبيك ده هو كاتب قال لي status quo في يوتيوب هنا. US imposes visa restriction on South Sudanese official for taxing aid shipment. aid طبعا اللي هو relief أصلا لكن عشان بس دائما مساحة دائما بيكون صغير وانت عنده number of words to use. فالمهم نبقى أقرأ ده شوية كده بعد ذاك نبقى دي فرصة للناس. أنا ما بيجيني كتير زي كل مرة أنا كان جيب برزنت حاجات يلا أنا مرات بيشيل وقت كتير. يا شكرا لكم.
Listen, this is a message from the National Salvation Front, to bring peace and unity to our people. Rise up, my 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 people. Yeah, rise up, my people. Rise up, my people. Yeah, rise up, my people. It's the revolution time. We got to stand for our rights. It's the revolution time. We got to stand for our rights. It's the revolution time. We got to speak our minds. It's the revolution time. We got to speak our minds. National Salvation is fighting to liberate our suffering people. National Salvation is fighting to liberate our suffering people. Nas people power. Nas people power. Nas yeah, people power. Nas yeah, people power. National Salvation Mission to restore our unity. National Salvation Mission to restore our dignity. To bring us the rule of law and accountability. Social justice and the equal rights. To restore people dignity. Establish a federal system. We believe in people power to restore our unity, to restore our rights. Nas people power. Nas people power. Nas yeah, people power. Nas yeah, people power. It's a time for South Sudanese and all to rise up to fight for their own rights. We got to move this regime out of our way. General Thomas doesn't fight for position, but rather solution. National Salvation doesn't fight for position, but rather solution. Look at all opposition in Juba, the side peace with no solution. Look at all opposition side peace in Juba, then left with no solution. Make your decision, National Salvation is the last solution. Make your decision, National Salvation is the last solution. Nas People power, Nas Goa. People power, Nas Goa. Yeah, people power, Nas Goa. Yeah, people power.
Yeah, salam. The young legend, Jimmy Santorlino Areha, we appreciate you, my brother, for singing song. It's a meaningful. It angas maguna de burleta alaya al-matalib with a National Salvation Front. That one, I normally play different song here. My brothers and sisters, viewers of our diversity, people of South Sudan, I appreciate you for watching us or listening to us also through via Clubhouse. We want to also say happy, is it Liberty Day, I think, to people whether they are in America or who في اسم شنو Canada, and also want to also say happy Father's Day. أنا ما أعرف دي لناس في يوروب هنا ولا ده. المهم شكرا كرب، أنا بارك لكم كتير، وأنا بحييكم وسلام تاي كمان لأخوانا تاي وأخوات تاي ومحتى أنكولات في كل مكان في جنوب السودان، خاصة الناس اللي هسه في refugees camp. أنا قوري قال أنا جهز بوجه تكون وياداسة ناس تنال في مناطق كيجي كيجي، وفي مناطق Eastern Equatoria، في مناطق موجوين جاينو encroachment Ugandan forces مونجيجا هناك. يعني أقدر أتكلم لناس Ugandan government كان مع ناس سمون تا سيلفا كير وده وكير كده وكتو فراسته بيني يوم تاني ناس الجيني في أو ده وضع لهم فوق ده. Well, one day they will choose maybe even to say gala كير ذاتنا become part of Uganda. Ita ba amo shino kan mo futu malan to mon. You see, so they hire a little tactics that come better. You want to control and you want to take over those areas. La adu kaman nasal fi Western Barkazal. La ito ngoro lomo firaja. Tamu give Uganda forces. If Uganda forces they are coming under the pretext of your agreement between them here, they should let our civilian be free from this nonsense. لأنه حاجة ده بعدين بيجيبوا provocation، بيجيبوا بعدين مشاكل تانيين براهم. عشان كده أنا بوري لي ناس تنال في المناطق دي تانيين قاين أنا هسه يتكون بس يتعاملوا مع حكمة، لأنه أكوانا تكون التانيين في نورثern يوغندا ده دي الأكوانا تنين أصلا، اللي هو أصلا معروف في 1884 ده كان في مؤتمر برلين في عام 1884 بالعربي، اللي هو جسيبوا إنه جسمنا زي ده حتى في مناطق التانيين دي. فالمهم أنا ما بجور معتهم كتير أخوانات أخواتين بيجا في توبيك زي أنا كين قال ستاتس كو. ده طبعا قوري الرهن السياسي في جنوب السودان. أنا بس در بعد ما في دوكيمنت كده أنا ما أعرف because I came across it this morning. It was signed by those of Bishop Santolako, some of the leaders also who is Episcopal Church of South Sudan, Central Equatoria, وتاني ده internal province هو برضو يلا في Catholic Church. أنا هنا Bishop Santolako Archbishop Dr. Paul Igusu ومادا هنا، وتاني منو ناس المادا Sheikh وليد جمعة بلود ولا اسمه وليد، وتاني Bishop Martin Moga Ifoka Deputy President or Presiding Bishop أو ده برضو Africa Island Church South Sudan، وشيخ هنا ده who Council of the Central Equatorial State. And then you have moderator Alex Gabriel Ladu, Presbyterian Church of South Sudan Equatoria. Degina demotion Presbyterian ده or Presbytery. And then you have Bishop Michael Taban Toro, the Sudan the Pentecost Church. Mon mother fi document there. Sorry أنا بس عشان قبل ما أعمل واجه في صورة طبعا يا من هنا أنا عشان قبل ما قلتكم باين صورة دي يس نازل في يوتيوب يا باينه. أنا بس عشان ما أعمله I did not download ده upload ده يعني قاعد مدة هنا فوقه يا شيخ ده فوقه ناس ده كله. أنا كمان بيشوب هنا تيتو بمدة ما باقي بيشوب ستانين ده ممكن ما أعرف الدوكيمنت ده. أنا ما أعرف الدوكيمنت ده. So I thought maybe بيكون كويس كان نقرأه before نروح topic ده. It's saying that Central Equatoria religious leaders consultative forum resolution agreed on 27 to 28 August 2024. Patriotic voice of the faith base for peaceful and united Central Equatorial State. It says here, whereas religious leaders from Central Equatorial State come together on 27 to 28 August 2024 to discuss the challenges facing the state and prioritize areas of the intervention. Convinced that it is our responsibility as religious leaders to engage with different actors towards sustainable peace and reconciliation in Central Equatorial State. Confident that all the stakeholders, primarily the state and the national government, are all in person of the lasting peace in South Sudan. Painfully aware that the communities we are responsible for having experienced unaccountable losses in different farms and are hoping for a complete case of the conflict and focus on peace and development. Aware that the hostile mandate environment created in central Equatoria is preventing refugees and internally displaced persons from returning to their native homes. Courageously call for the top government and local actors to pursue dialogue and peaceful resolution of conflict. Committed to work towards fostering an environment of peace and justice, uh, pressure to development in Central Equatorial State. We religious leaders from different faiths converge on 27 to 28 August 2024 to console each other on the challenges that the indigenous communities in Central Equatoria are facing, preventing them from engaging in the normal activities, traveling safely within the counties, and freely engage and the communities in Central Equatorial State. Two, the religious leaders call upon the Central Equatorial State government led by the governor to uh, ably engage the military unit causing havoc in Central Equatoria towards an urgent sustainable solution. Number three, the religious leaders call upon the Central Equatorial State government and the presidency to engage with the cattle keepers from the following location: Bor, the nomadic Ambororo, and the other headers to stop damaging, including loss of lives and properties. Number four, that we call upon the presidency to urgently address the economic challenges being faced uh, due to the free fall of the South Sudan pound that is affecting every aspect of life, causing uh, unprecedented suffering among South Sudanese people. Number five, we urgently call upon the highest authorities to urgently address the environment and land issue, which include uncontrolled destruction of trees, logging in central Equatorial State, uh, land grabbing and illegal occupation in central Equatorial State, the encroachment of the Uganda into South Sudan territory, hostile treatment of South Sudanese along perceived border line by Uganda authorities, illegal exploitation and mining minerals in central Equatorial State. 6. That we religious leaders will continue to stand in solidarity with the people of central Equatoria, and we will remain committed to spread the message of peace, love, and unity among the leaders and the communities. That we, number 7, that we agree to advocate for 1. Relocation of the barracks away from the civilian space to clear uh, guest military location. Uh, the government to expedite payment of the outstanding salaries of the civil servant, organized force, and the army to promote professionalism and well-being. Implementation of the regular transfer of the army personnel and organized force, a control and land management system that will address the current gaps and challenges, removal of unnecessary checkpoints along access routes in central Equatoria, construction and rehabilitation of the roads and feeder roads in central Equatoria, support uh, for creation and sustainability of the cooperative towards development in central Equatorial State, promotion of social support for the communities in central Equatorial State, including inclusive dialogue as the only means for peacefully addressing violence and conflict. Signature, one Archbishop Dr. Paul Pitia Yugusuk, Episcopal Church of South Sudan, of South Sudan Central Equatorial Internal Province, and then you have Bishop Santo Laku, Catholic Church, Juba, Sheikh Walid Juma Balat Walid, Islamic Council of Central Equatorial State, Bishop Martin Moga Efoga, African Island Church, South Sudan, Deputy Presiding Bishop, Moderator Alex Gabriel Ladu, Presbyterian Church of South Sudan, Equatoria Prosperity, something, yeah. Bishop Michael Taban Toro, Sudan, Pentecostal Church, Juba. They are document. They hit it to Nasal fi document there, and I count there. That one the picture only brought this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So they are whole photo of Jamara. Maybe some of you will see it. They are photo of Malaysia. So this is it. For us also to know what's going on, because somebody also sent me. So it's good if they are doing this, the religious leaders. This is a good commitment. But the problem is, I don't think that the system will do anything, from this, and I also hope that the rest of the other state in Equatoria, especially the Eastern Equatoria, although the Eastern Equatoria already come with another approach that was some time back. I hope they will all join together and do the same, because Western Equatoria is also suffering from the same issue, and also Eastern Equatoria is suffering from the same issues, especially regarding the issue of land grabbing, the displacement, and also the cattle, those armed cattle keepers. The same thing in Western Equatoria, especially the area of Moro. This thing is too much, and they also mentioned the Ambororo, because they go up to the areas of Azande and what have you. Yeah, كنا تايا خطة طبعا نجي في حاجة مهم. عرفتوا إنه the US actually, وده كلام المرة اللي فات إحنا قلنا. أنا I really don't understand this system. I really don't understand this system. You're being fed. Your people are being fed. You're not paying them salary. You're not giving them food. You are not a country that has factories to produce food. Everything else is coming from out. As soon as now, the American who help us actually to have this country. لأنه كان ما في أمريكا والله يا جماعة إحنا ولا كان بكون referendum ده ما بعمله. It was America who put the pressure. You know, America, they put that pressure until we got South Sudan, to be honest. You see, they can pressure down le Sudanese government. This is one. Number two, those Americans, they help us. Like, in guess what now? After you become a country, you misbehave. You misbehave. America is looking at you. Yeah, America as Lisa Benzurlina Zekanna Iyal Sogerin Le. Lano Lisa, they are feeding us. Do you know why America have the moral responsibility? They are the big donor. Like when you see Troika plus America, especially America, the percentage of the aid that coming to South Sudan is from US. Lano in them the moral responsibility, and they also feel guilty. Lano they stood with us. They thought maybe Jamaa bita haraka shabia da bukun indom shunu, they are really leaders. This is what they were thinking. يعني هم كان فاكرين بانه جماعه بتاع الحركه الشعبيه ده فعلا دي القيادات الممكن كان شنو يعمل شنو الممكن يعني يقدم بلد ده. انت كان لاحظت عشان كده انا until today I always salute Dr. واني تومبي لانه حاجات الواني تومبي يتكلم فيه has happened exactly. Ugal South Sudan will be a failed state. Ugal South Sudan will lose a lot. South Sudan will have a failed economy. South Sudan territory will be now easy as a prey for those region next to us. The regional Jambanna there, Bibada Shilishilu Araditanna. They are was look what the Kenyan did to us. The Kenyan forces came to Nadapal. Our citizens are the one when in fight, especially the Tobosa, our brothers, Tobosa, I want to salute them. When they defend fighting, imagine civilian fighting with the army of another country. And I was surprised the other day when I heard Edmond Yakanyi, brother Edmond Yakanyi, try not to protect Silva Kiir. Try not to protect him because he's the president of this country. Since he actually imposing himself and he want to continue to be a president of this country, he needs to take responsibility. Mata ama nusa taki bigano ta protect ita ya alpha fa ya haja ita gonisu. Sibu Michael Makoya yake damu shogol de dama shogol taki. Ana maarif ya to civil society algisibu shogol taki instead of sympathizing with people ita machi le Kiir. The other day you say yaki the governors need to now take action. They should go and defend the territories. I don't know. I don't understand. What's wrong now here? So you want to protect Kiir because you know very 100% that Kiir has deal with Uganda, has deal with those neighboring countries, including Kenya. So you want to protect his face. That protect face tato. Usato min dershan. Uma bagi roa malaya haja. لأنه هو يأكل نفسه في موقف ده ما داري يحس بإحراج. Now you want the governors قال يمشي شكل عند راس عليته يا إدمون يا كاني. Since when now that the state have their own soldiers to go and fight the army that is coming from another country? They are to civil society ita gishtakal fogod. Are you mouthpiece of the government? Lanu civil society, ma bagir jekel ngali, yani to direct the government, the local government now to go and fight to defend the territory. When national army, you have to understand that the national government, musuliya betao al huwa jesh al kharijiyya, to pay also salaries. ده حاجات national. إنت ما ممكن يا ناس ده يعني حصل حاجات مشاكل دبلوماسية في دولة تانية إنت بكين قال لي يعني كان قبضوا مواطن تا ولاية كده إنت بكين قال لي يا والد ولاده كده تروح للدوله ده عشان ترجب مواطن تا كده، وين مسؤوليه بتاع حكومه الوحده الوطنيه هنا طيب. This is something that I really don't get it. Now, for you, in that action, in that your demand, you actually want to protect Kir. Kir بيعرفوا قاعد يعمل شنو. Kir is implementing his agenda. وانا عارفين the report بتاع Dr. Carol. Those people, those territory in the border, they want now agenda to kick our people out there عشان الناس تانيين بيشيلوا. أنا أعرف agenda ده يا اسم شنو ده. إدمن يا كاني كأنت ما أعرف. And stop protect Kir. Kir ده ما زول ده عملوا protection. He need to take a responsibility. Otherwise, he need to quit. Kanuma bagger. You know, to this level that we reach to, Kir don't need to be protected. Because he's the one who brought this mess. Mushi want to remain in power. Now he doesn't have a national army. He's going there to bring a Ugandan forces to protect him. First, he destroyed the national army. He brought his tribal army. Now he realized that his tribal army cannot protect him. He went and brought Uganda. And that was since 2013. That's why now they are going all over. Kabasunas Galeahi, the Uganda is here because they want to fight Joseph Kony. This is a very weak excuse. If you want to destroy Joseph Kony, Joseph Kony, he not for Central Africa. Shouldn't be Jibita, Jada Hol Lafata Borofi, for Eastern Equatoria. When you fair border between Kedan, Eastern Equatoria, and Guhina of Central Africa. Ita nutu jibu kwa dro kutu fi hudud ma isim shino kutu ina fi raja o fi isim shino da umanatik ta kafe kenji ita guro la adi nakta godi wadi asakir da. And this is something that Kir need to understand. The South Sudanese there, they are actually ready and they are monitoring. Umangalo can fire based on their talks. Bidugu jeje can rot any further. Uday au mashakil alitu wante yibu. You see? And this is very serious. So Edmund Yakanyi, instead of urging the state governors to go and fight the neighboring countries that army that encroaching to our land, you need to forward this message back directly President Kir. Lano uwe amul contract manazel. And we don't know which kind of deal he did with these people. To the extent now to come and humiliate our people within their land, within their villages. Last time the Ugandan forces are beating up our civilian in Kajikaji. Now, in Kajikaji, they came up to Kaya. Okay? In Difang Ye state. And then again, in areas of Magui. They went now chasing our civilian there. They went to encroach by creating a military barracks. But if there is something, if there is an agreement between you, Kir, and Yori Mazafani, you have to alert the locals, and you also need to alert the government, the local government, that such and such is happening. And then that agreement or whatever will be known to those people, but not by coming now burning the villages of the local in Magui area up to the areas of actually burning them, and then you start now to build a military barracks, 8 of them, over the territory of those people, burning their properties or even their little hut that they have. For they are mushkila zatu for hadenefsu when we hear this kind of thing, and then yet somebody claim that he's a civil society coming to tell us Galiaki directing Gal now the state governors now they have to go and face those encroachment. كيف يعني؟ instead they'll begin هم عنده جيش 200 هم بيجي عنده جيش 200 هل local state هم عندهم جيش؟ And why the Juba itself, the J1, why is it quiet? J1, why the J1 is quiet? ما J1 يفتح خشمه ولا ناس كان J1 اسكت ساكت نمشي ل J2 و J3 لانه يا جماعه محل ده كله ده addresses في J1 بيت الثاني J2 J3 J4 كده عشان كده الناس بيجي قال J1 ده زي ما كل حاجات الفراس تكون. So انت مادام اصلا بيجي وصل زي ده انت what are you saying by the way انت يا ناس ادمون مع جماعه دول كله وده كيران ده ورلتكم انت ما بعرف بعدين حاجه اللي بيحصل لكم مواطنين ده يوم if they realize مواطنين ده في borders ديل في borders في جنوب السودان ده يوم كان if they realize they find out بانه حكومه أنا فوق ده قلت لها دين تنا خلاص احنا we join ده دول تانيين ده ما ايش شنو ما أراضي بتاعنا احنا نكون تابعهم. Don't force جنوبين to reach to that level. باشا تجلقى انه ديل بكين قال اخر كان نقعد مع شمال ده بيقول اخر نمشي مع يوغندا ده why you want to destroy this country? For God's sake, this country, our forefathers min لو ليك جاني شكله لأدي يوم الليلة. This is the end of our faith. الانه بيجا encroachment هنا وهنا. This is a sad story of South Sudan. Can bigger kalam desert. This is a very sad story. Do not let our people to lead to that desperation. And those useless aljain hina. You Equatorian now go and fight. Why Equatorian now you have to fight? Because some of you they're saying that you shouldn't come to our land. Now you go and fight. Ma fi mushkila. My Equatorian mungkin bikele we will not fight because those people are our brothers. If you know them in Uganda, if you win del and then do gabail hina we not. Mungkin they will not say we will not fight. Okay, lo biga aja zede. Lakin mushkila kan janjawid ja leta kumbehnak. Kan janjawid baden ja minnak naskira demo manatik da baden bukum kef. So my friend, mata tufu buzak wita araf nafsataki. Ita fi jobas. Ushubak taki de fade. Busak de how abijibu fuusa taki. Be very careful to junubin what you're saying. You don't know what is the future is holding for you. The nukta. Aja tana muhimu alna de rafogo. Al de haja ana عشان the message of today and now we have to aja يعني I want to tell my brothers يعني أكون تاي هنا كله المتابعين بالذات إنتو ديل في الدول يعني زي في أمريكا وكلامات ده طبعا إنتو شايفين إنه that the US government is actually imposing sanction للناس وده كلام ده مرة الفاتنا أنه كلمنا كلام ده في شهر 3 لما نجيبه لما US actually declare the Khashoggi ban. The Khashoggi ban يا جماعة those people our جنوبين in Europe, in America, in Australia, in Canada, even في South Sudan. This ban here, Khashoggi ban, this will protect you, especially when you're fighting the atrocities against your people back home. You're talking, you want to promote democracy. You're exposing the wrongs that the regime is doing. This thing will protect you. Ital guide for America, you need to write to your MP. And I want to thank those who wrote. Del al-katab hagum do kwes la anu natija betao ukwesi natija betao beji hajat zede. Those officials will be sanctioned. Fajat tanin la anu mabes those who enforce al-amul taxation. Can you imagine somebody is bringing you food? You don't want to feed your people. When they bring you food, you want to tax. That's food. It's a amul taxation. Yet for the riba. Ya jama. The food معروف انه اي اكل قدجي from non-profitable organization you don't tax it. حتى في الدول ديل كله ذاته قالنا جيجاني فوق ده اي حاجه بتاع organization non-profitable organization ما بيدفع tax. ما بيدفع tax. Yes sir. Yeah. So this is thing here another related. Yeah. So for instance انتوا شفتوا في شهور الفات جنوبين حكومة بتاع سيلفا كير ده زي كل مرة جنة جنون بتاعه they want طبعا هم دارين قروش باي طريقه. حتى انت عارف يوم من الايام تم بيجي كلا زي كلام امين قال انا خايف بكره يوم انا بيجي كلا بنجي جنوبين ذاته باونا برا بيو كلا تنا ذاته كله برا. It's been mortgage out. You know. So الحاجه اللي فيه اللي انا داير نقول كده لانه this regime now is so desperate. Imagine this is the same regime that we actually alert them in 2008 that please have your internal refineries. عملوا جوا هنا تاني يجي يقول لك واحنا بنعيش كم سنه يعني ما يفكر بانه الدوله ده بيستمر. تريزا بيموت دوله بيستمر، سيلفاكير بيموت دوله بيستمر، جون جرك مات جنوبين استمروا. اي زول بيموت and then the life continues. What do? You don't do it for yourself. تريزا هسه بونسوا ما بونسوا عشان نفسه تو، بونسوا عشان مستقبل. بولدوزا بونسوا او my colleague compatriot Simon, he's talking not because of his children, not because of himself, because of his children and the children of Republic of South Sudan to have peace tomorrow. People like General Thomas are fighting now not because of him, because he knows that the liberation, the first liberation, Alumunkan Fiuda, did not actually bring the fruit because now the people are oppressed. Therefore, he wanted to secure the future. بتاع البلد ليه؟ لأنه القاعدين ده ما قاعدين يفكروا في حقيقة بتاع الجنوبين. They are not actually thinking about حقيقة بتاع الجنوبين. Imagine if they are really thinking about South Sudanese. If today another country bringing you food to rescue your people, to save your people, عشان الناس بتاعك ياكل. إنت براكين قاعد إنت لازم تدفع ضرائب. عشان just because you want إنت داير قروش. Imagine our oil is sold out until 2027, and I salute Achul Agag, the Minister of Finance. He's the one who expresses that. When gurush mafia jama, asa namen du gurush. Lano oil day bao mugaddiman lahadi 2027. Shoot again, yani biubara. And then again, somebody called Dr. Barnaba, Bag Barnaba, Chol, Dakamanja, went and go to the Nahyan family. They are family ta nas Dubai del nas Jamade Altonga and Mongamle nas Khartoum Hayad. The one of the command min Aulatoman Tamandendu command financial entity bitao Yaro Shilu Gurush 13 مليار وكان ورقه انا ما بعرف وثانك لي اجى ده بلومنبرج ده طبعا ده institution الفوق كمان مون عمل انفستيجيشن وكده ومون متخصصين في حاجات ماليه. the security council انه security درجه انه security council the United Nations ده ياو هيا جماعه to go investigate يعني without the security council انا كان ما بعرف بانه في ديل oil deal عملوا. The oil of South Sudan is being mortgaged out for 20 years until 2044. Okay, أنا كان ما بعرف كلام ده. And but he's talking and he's proud about it. وما عارف can treason الجوانس treason they out treason here because this is a kind of contract, my brothers and sisters. My oil da is part of the national security of the country. The oil is part of national security. The human beings out of Junub Sudan is part of national security. Why? Because national security, because South Sudan as a state is consists of land and people and then the system or the authorities there. Who brought the authorities is the people. So you cannot have people without land. Therefore, if anything to do with this national security threat, يعني حاجات اللي بيعتبر اللي هو يعتبر أمن القومي بتاعنا اللي هو oil ذهب أراضي وزايد الإنسان فوقه ده كله بيعتبر أمن القومي كويس. حتى معلومات الخطيرة أنك كان جونس باي ذا في معلومات ما جونس برا لأن نعرف معلومات ده في زول اللي عنده نية لو دار دمر بلد ده وبيشيلوا معلومات ده وبعرف بعد كده وبيهيد بلد ده من ياتو محل يسيبوا حاجات تانيين نبونس معنا. We are opposition, yes, but we are opposing what? We are opposing the government but not our state because we know the state will continue, the government tomorrow will go. So therefore back Chol hina, he's so happy. You're happy for what, my brother? For the failure that you have done selling in the contract. It amal contract bitaga lita amalu de my brothers and sisters, طبعا عندي اوراق دي دائما هي قاعد يعني انت عامل كونتراكت مع ناس نهيان. كونتراكت في الديل ده يا جماعه، في الديل ده عملوه يوم 28، عملوه يوم 28 ده السنه اللي فات، في شهر 11 يعني شهر 12 هناك ولا 11 يعني 2023 عملوا كونتراكت ده 13 مليار. and imagine في كونتراكت ده and عشان تعرف this thing very dubious and it's evil contract. في كونتراكت ده ما that's why the security council they are following. بلد ده قاعدين يقولوا ما عنده قروش، بلد ده تعبان، بلد ده كده، وياو ايد جاي من وين؟ من security council، من United Nation. ما دونرز ده كله جوه، دونر ده كله جوه دينك بيجيبوه يلا بعدك بيجوزها. هنا في كونتراكت ده يا جماعه، بانه كونتراكت ده كان حاصل اني dispute قانوني كده، براء قانون اللي بيعمل فوقه ده وين؟ قانون البريطاني. كنت في بالك this oil is South Sudanese oil and if اللي هو النيو اونر اللي اشترى شيرز بتاع بترول ده لحد 2044 ده كانوا يبيعوا شيرز ده برا لأي دولة عنده حقه بيبيعوا برا without coming to South Sudan. So therefore يعني كده بالبسيط، بعربي البسيط، بترول ده ما حقتهم لحد 2044 بترول ده ما تتنى. وباي ذا واي بترول ده هناك بيجا بسيط. So now coming here the system as usual ما عندهم كرامة، ما عندهم moral responsibility. إتكون document ده بدل بجا مفروض أول شيء كونتراكت ده قبل ما مداو بيجيبوه في كان عنده كان برلمان النسيه زي ده سيبوا برلمان العينو ده. انا ما كيلين قال في برلمان ده في ناس كويسين، في ناس كويسين في برلمان ده but they have no voice. they have no voice. مون ما بقدر اعمل حاجات كتير مون ما بقدر اعمل حاجات كتير honestly. حاجه الحصل مفروض بيجيبوه في برلمان. it has to be asked, has to be discussed properly and people should know the consequences بتاع contract ده الباك عملوا ده. بعد ذاك يشوفوا كان contract ده بينفع ولا ما بينفع، لانه في النهايه الاويل ده is part of our national security. ده امن بتاعنا القومي. كل موارد في جنوب السودان ده كان ده ذهب، ده ده فضه، ده الماس، ده يورانيوم، ده كله اي حاجه، ده ارض، ده اراضي فاضي، ده حيوانات، ده شنو، ده كله يعتبر ده امن القومي. بانسان في داخل جنوب ده يعتبر ده امن القومي بتاعنا has to be protected. مون ما عمل زريرة ما ده business زي كأنه you're going يعني شوف انت you're going to deal with the wealth of the country and you just go based with this little signing كده without proper team of lawyers to go and supposed to sit there. lawyers كان مفروض بيجي هناك أسا بيجا انت ما عندك حق بعد كده أسا by the way وده سبب by the way ده سبب أسا سيبو اللي هو ناس اسم شنو ده بتروناس withdraw وباقي شركات ده will withdraw كله. ناس بتروناس ناس منود بدا withdraw and they are also demanding under 1.25 billions يعني أجر مليار واحد فاصل 25. ده من وين؟ ده من جنوب السودان. إنت من جلقة قروشون ما ده بسبب شنو؟ إنت لما تعمل حاجات يلا في واحد كده فرحان كده قال اي والله هسه ذاته احنا ذاته هنلقى شركات. دياتو الدوله، دياتو شركه بليد ده يدخل في شراكه مع في شيرز بتاع حاجات، شيرز بتاع كده بيتو برا. في تاني تبيع للتشاينيز لحد 2027، التاني ده تبيع لحد 2044. في هاتو شركه بليد بيجاب دخلوا بيعملوا شراكه مع حاجه زي ده. واصلا بتروناس ده قاعد معك فتره ده كله دياتو شركه. So that's why this is actually contract that يا خلى Security Council now to hire experts to now come and investigate about this oil, this deal. It was secret by the way. Bloomberg ده هم يعمل investigation ده ودي Security Council. بعد ذاك Security Council بقى حاجة رجعت على برا. أنا كان ما بعرف الديل ده. شفت كيف؟ جات على لأنه become too late. يعني حتى ذات فترة بتاع الاسم grace time very short period وانتهى خلاص. يعني short time ذات عشان انت لسه دار تراجع وكده وما معروف في grace time ده يشيلوا كم اول. شفت كيف؟ it's quite important. so حاجات زي ده دير قانونيين يا بكون قاعدين انت ما بعمل لانه you're dealing with the national security items here or revenue. ده يعتبر امن قومي بتاع الدوله. ده نقطه انا داير اوري later. so here now coming to this topic. انت مشيت جبت انت داير مساعده you're calling United Nation UN please ساعدنا جبت كلنا اكل وشنا تعبانين. جيبوا لي اكل انت قال خلاص قاموا ضرائب. انت بتعمل تفرض ضرائب كيف قانونيا؟ انا ما اعرف حكومه بتاع جنوب السودان ده فعلا ده قالوا بيسموه حكومه. ما عندهم ناس قانونيين اللي بيفهموا قانون الدولي، بيفهموا عن قوانين بتاع الجمعيات، بيفهموا على قوانين بتاع نون بروفيتال اورجانيزيشن بيعملوا كيف. ما قاعدين يسالوا كلام ده. انت you don't tax. انت ما معهم taxation لريليف because ده جاي هناك ده حاجه فري. ما حتى الدول اللي جاي من فوق ده ما بيشيلوا تاكس من فوقه. so imagine they did that. ده مخالف لقانون الدولي. كلام ده مخالف لقانون الدولي. that's why if you see the complaint من يابانيز كان عملوا condemnation letter بتاعهم ده. المره اللي فاتت كلمنا هنا جبناه condemnation letter from Japanese, from Troika, from US, from Holland, from Germany. لانه ده يا country اللي قلموا اكل اللي يجيبوا ده الناس اللي عملوا donation ده. شفت كيف؟ فبالتالي هنا انت you're causing problem to yourself. انت ذاته بقيت دولة خارج القانون. how come that you have something called a foreign ministry and you don't know ناس بتاعكم هناك اللي كان المفروض بيعرفوا القانون الدولي ده، ناس الدبلوماسيين ده المفروض بيعرفوا كلام ده. حتى ذاته القانونيين المستشارين القانونيين في النظام المفروض يعرفوا كلام ده. انت قاعد تجيب لنفسك مشاكل. ها شنو حصل هنا؟ the American now عملوا sanction. وسانكشن ده ما بس عشان كده، في اشياء كتير هم كانوا عملوا sanction and also visa restriction. those things visa restriction وسانكشن ده على فكره will paralyze بعمل paralysis لناس كتار. بمعنى في ناس اللي ما حيمشي ما حيتم تعيينهم يكونوا دبلوماسيين في الدول دي، الدول الغربيه بالذات. لانه امريكا كان بدا عمل حاجه بريطانيا will copy the entire Europe will copy this. the 27 دول بتاع اوروبا ده will copy except ممكن كان تمشي في East Europe. East Europe ده ما عنده كنترول مون زي ده you know. مع احترامي لبعض من دول في East Europe هم they have better restriction. لكن انت كان جيت في Western Europe وباقي ده there is always a control there. بمعنى كثيرين من الجنوبيين الدبلوماسيين بالذات this person اللي عمل لها restriction اللي عمل لها sanction you will not be able to work as a diplomat. You will not be able to travel even to go and attend some of the international gathering meetings اللي محتاجين انك تمثل دولة كويس. انت you will not be able to do this and this is also is not good for the for the country. لانه وكمان في حاجة امريكا قاعد يتعاطف مع الشعب بتاع جنوب السودان. امريكا قاعد يتعاطف مع الشعب بتاع جنوب السودان and they are looking to those who are actually وكمان في sanction ده it's also related with some people who are actually working against the peace اللي هو بتاع 2018 او في national government. مو قاصدين ناس في national government because some of them they are actually working against the implementation of the 2018 agreement, plus those who are actually terrorizing the civilian, plus those who are actually make taxation for the relief or the aid. فده كلام هنا. وانا بعدين بقرا في document اللي هم كان طالع اول document اللي هم طالع برضه بتاع how they are going to restrict بيعمل restriction visa restriction and sanction. وكان اسم بتاعك عمل فوق sanction. I want to tell you في مطارات ده كله اللي بتمشي بالذات كان تقدر اعمل كونكشن من يوروب هولندا وين يا المطارات الكبار دي انت داير روح من فوقه في ده you will always be restricted and some of you don't know this. انتوا شغالين زي موموسه كده انتوا بيجن ليفوا في ايست افريكا انتوا باكرين وفي النهايه ده ازمه وانتوا كان تدمر سمعه بتاع البلد ده. كان نمشي من النقطه ده هنا نقرا دوكيمنت بتاعهم ده. yeah so نقرا كلام ده سريع الى النبي. هنا طبعا اول جاء ده ناس تقريبا ده فيزا ريستريكشن في تاني رويترز كده دقيقة كنا قربتها رويترز لأنه من يجابها ورويترز ده طبعا كان ظاهر في رويترز معناه يدوين international fuel tax block aid to hunger refuge South Sudan UN says. Then they say Juba April 2024 April 24 South Sudan authorities are holding up United Nations fuel tankers over a tax dispute, the jeopardizing the delivery of millions of dollars and aid during a humanitarian crisis. The UN mission here said the trucks were held up at depots and the Uganda border on Wednesday, despite the insurance from the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs a day earlier that a new tax on the trucks carrying fuel and other supply did not uh, apply to the UN humanitarian operation, and a spokesperson for the mission aid said Minister of Humanitarian Affairs Albino Akok Attack and Information Minister Michael McCoy were not immediately available for comment. The Trade Ministry ordered this week announcing the tax said the 300 charges on each goods each goods truck entering and leaving the country was intended to help the government maximize revenue collection by addressing under valuation and fraud. Yazul. South Sudan, where hundreds of thousands of people died as a result of a civil war from 2013 to 2018, is experiencing one of the worst humanitarian crisis as a result of yeah persistent conflict, neutral disaster or natural disasters, and poverty. Last month, the United Nations estimate that about 7.1 million of its 12.4 million people would experience crisis, leaving level hunger during the April to July Lent season. As for now, the trucks are still held up. The mission is continuing to engage intensively at the highest levels of resolve the situation. Uh, Priyanka Chadubari, acting spokesperson for the mission known as UNMES, told Reuters humanitarian airdrop have been suspended, affecting 60,000, oh my God, 60,000 people in need. And UNMES has also been forced to review the peacekeeping patrols and reduce support to peace and electoral process, the mission said in a statement on Tuesday. The traders and other organizations have protested against the measures, and diplomatic mission called its mission on UN and other aid operations solicits and unacceptable in a statement on Sunday. UNMES has around 20,000 peacekeepers who protect about 180,000 internally displaced force across the country. The Reuters daily briefing newspaper provide all the news you need to to start, and of course the bigger kalam to Tomo. Oops. Yeah, this is one point here, and then here again, data ban hinada now they're stopping even the fuel. Warabat da kanguro ya jama arabat da their oil da. Their fuel bagi hajat tanin al gijibu da. Bara min akil. Now let's go again. That's why human they got yeah. Here they got very annoyed. Kena shufina the bigger tani. Bigger fi VOA. Gibela nagara de Reuters. The bigger fi VOA hina. Voice of America. US imposed visa restriction on South Sudanese official for taxing aid shipment. The U.S. State Department announced Friday that it's imposing visa restriction on South Sudanese officials and others who have obstruct humanitarian aid by taxing shipment. South Sudan, which suffered crushing itong gas mana bulldozer. So tegi gata the gas mana bulldozer. Let me just because it's keep on telling me. Control the gas mana bulldozer say. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Isa. Yeah. So yeah. South Sudanese, which where did they yeah, he's here. The United Nations reporter. I know should win that one, yeah. Okay. The United Nations reported delay. Oh, sorry, Yama session. I guess yeah. Yeah, crucial civil war from 2018 is now facing one of the world's most dire humanitarian crisis. Persistent conflict, natural disaster, and widespread poverty have left millions in urgent need of assistance. The United Nations report delay in the arrival of the UN fuel tankers because of the tax dispute with South Sudanese authorities jeopardizing the delivery of the crucial aid worth millions of dollars. The United Nations has expressed strong concern about the South Sudanese transitional government's lack of progress in meeting its commitment under the 2018 peace agreement. The agreement requires creating a condition that support effective humanitarian aid and protect those in need. Despite assurance, the government has not effectively reduced the high costs, uh, bureaucratic barriers, and the risk associated with providing humanitarian assistance, said State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller. This raises doubts about the government's commitment and ability to meet its 2018 peace agreement obligation and creating an environment that support aid delivery and protection. ده طبعا هنا ده بقى كلام peace talk ta Sudan هنا. We don't want to go. لكن كنا نجي هنا. This is what is very important. ده the South Sudanese الفيزم شنو. By the way, restriction al talada is not going to. There will going to be also sanction is going to be soon, and also they did not mention those official. Asma Bitanazel is not mentioned because people like Michael McCoy is already been sanctioned. Ajama. That's why the guy who he's angry. Diamond Zalan ya in Western world. Ma huwa ajab la nafsu. Huwa ajab kalam da nafsu. Lakin fi ana dar narajjokum fi document al tala fi DC of 2024 في شهر 3. They're talking about the restriction ده. وده حاجة أنا داير إتو ديل جنوبين القاعدين في أمريكا. I'm not talking this. I'm not referring to those who are living in comfort zone. They don't have problem and so on. You who feel the pain of your brother, أخوك القاعد في displaced camp, أخوك القاعد as a internal displaced. This is for you and you who is talking about the injustices. You need actually my brother and sister to write to your congressmen. I salute those who are able to write to their congressmen. Write to your congressmen to rescue, to help your brother. America is standing with you and is giving you some hints. Why they always say that they will not give our cash money to South Sudanese government, but we will continue to help the people of South Sudan. That's why their support is going in form of humanitarian assistance. Laano kanu mongo di cash ga kolo itu shuftu ya 4 billion salkana kolo thousands of billions of of dollars. That's just squandered like this by those thieves في Juba. You know, الفي جي واندا قروش كان جا كاش مون باكله. قروش ما قرأ في داخل مؤسسة المالية عشان يمشي بطريقة كده. قروش جوا في بيت. So now the Americans plus the Troika and those countries who are helping South Sudan, now they decided that they will stand with the people of South Sudan a little. Anna, as Teresa, sometimes I'm against حاجة اسمه humanitarian aid. لكن في حالة هسه our people cannot go and cultivate. They are displaced. There is insecurity in their villages. So they need to survive. Sometimes akil da kan jabo huma zato ma badule nasal they are really in their need. Al fi displaced camp. You know? Mon magwadi mon bro shilu ya wadi fi suk. Ya mon shilu wadi fi manatik tanin. Manatik al zato mendu ilaga be. Bal mendu ilaga be harib. زي مثلا الناس اللي عملوا من displacement كتير يا في كوتوريا وفي كان في ويسترن بارغزال وفي ابا نايل. دي المحلات اللي كان اتأثر دي اتأثر بحرب. لكن في مسؤولين بيجي يعملوا يا corruption بتاعهم ده. So what happened now? اولا نمن وقفوا مرة الفات نمن قال they will tax everything. اكل الجيجا حتى الفيول المنظمات دي جيوز لأن المنظمات دي عنده عربات تمن مرات قرى في rural area ومن دارين فيول حاجات ده كله قال they need to be taxed. ده سيجاب مشاكل زيادة وبدا من المرة الفات وريلومون بأنه you shouldn't do that. And this is what I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, that the Juba regime, they don't respect the international treaties because you don't tax, those items. الجيجاتا اسمه شنو ده واحد. حاجة نمرة 2 قبل فترة أنا وريتكم أنا قلت للناس في أمريكا والقاعدين برا في أي دولة اللي هو sanction US to sanction kidnappers of the exiled South Sudanese activists. Activists ده زمنو يتلقوني باسم تا الجنوبين سواء ده كان أخذنا روس جوني اللي هو هنا اسمه كوين جوني even بولدوزر ده وبوقع في كاتيجوري ده ناس كتار الجي criticize حاجات الغلط. ناس ديل حتى including زول زي منو زي by the way زول زي كاليستو is fall under this category. زول زي مولانا موريس مابور is fall under this category. زول زي اسم شنو زول زي يعني الله يرحمهم يعني ناس دون سامويل ما ناس ادري ديل كان برضو بقى في category. عشان كده US Department of State has actually gave you this إنت جنوبي إنت قاعد في يوغندا إنت قاعد when this will you have to write بذات أكوانا تنال قاعدين في أمريكا إنت you have a moral responsibility. أنا بقولني الكلام ده لزول ألقي فيل sympathy ألقي فيل إنه ويندو حب لأكوانا تو وأخواته ألقي جاني في refugees camp those who are oppressed, those who cannot express themselves, whether they are in Juba, whether they are in America, whether in Australia, they are feeling threatened. فأي دولة كشفتي banda will protect you, but there is an action from our brothers in America بالذات في أمريكا وكمان في كندا حتى أننا في يوروب ده هنا بالذات أمريكا ده. You write a letter to this US Department State. You write a letter there based on the casualty ban. And I want to salute those who wrote. اشتغلنا معهم كويس and I want to salute them. One of them is our brother Amin. Thank you, brother. وفي تانيين كتار ما يقدر mention اسم تتومن هنا. They did write this letter. ما ضروري بينه ناس بس في أمريكا ده. في أمريكا ده عشان already في أمريكا. لكن في تانيين البرة زي أنا في المناطق تانية you can do it. The casualty ban is actually protects ناس ذاته زي case بتاع كاليستو ده. لأنه كاليستو was talking about what? He want to promote equality and justice. He want to promote what? And he was protecting their democracy. حقوق. Somebody has to express his view. زي بتاع ناس موريس مابور ده قبضوا نيروبي من نيروبي يجيبوا عن طريق يوغندا لساوث السودان، دخلوا في national security detention. انت كده اسال نفسك في ناس تانيين انهم حقهم بونس يعني زي قرن موبيل قرن موبيل ده بقول ايه حاجه الو دير ودر يعمل نفسه يعني هسه دار ياخد النجوميه، لكن ده الناس اللي خربوا بلد ده الناس اللي شارك في قتل بتاع دور تو دور في 2013. ما بس كده، عشان كده اسبوع اللي فات اجل يوم الجمعه اللي فات ده ولا هو يوم خميس اللي فات لما انا عملت شو ده، في ناس تانيين ده تيجي زي يقول ليه ما ده حقيقه سينسو فتا كشمتو you want to attack the church ابونا عشان ابونا بعد يوم ده قوني سو حاجه في ده كلام ده ابونا بعد صح. ما ممكن بقى انه من جان يبقى ياكل ان من دور يقعد جان ابونا ما قال كده بيشوف بعد كلامه صح. Manna we are equal, we are brothers in this country. Why somebody has to eat one guide? Why somebody has to be in power one guide? Ashan kida I want to salute you. Ashan kida gala ay monyodor gala monjang fi power ya male haja monyodor bigot sakit taban. Ugal zeda de al haja al khalanas garang mabil ma zol taban tak ma das ma kalam ta garang mabil do ma zol taban. Mustafid. Guide into business hatta wala to into business fi juba hina. Murta. ده شكل تزول تابان ده شكل تزول تابان وما تابان. Asa modut Allah no malando, he is one of the notorious of land grabbers. ده زول تاجر في أي حاجة زمن حرب ده. تانكس عربات لو دبابات الكان تحارب الكان مفروض بيجي خطو ده في موزيوم وبيو برا سيبو في ده إتا even 8 يالجي جبو أكل ده relief ده إتا شيلو تدا روبيو برا نما نربي أغلبو يا سبب غرنگ زالان منو برا من كده أسرع تحرب تجلاب أسرع تحرب تجلاب الكانغو بتقولون في مناطق ده او قراو قامل بيزنس فقو بربي تانين ده لسفارة السودانية في يوغندا يوغشيلو كاش يلا زول زي بنا يا دبلت والله لكن انا بقول لك الكلام ده so عشان كده كلامات تقولوا ونس يوم داك في ناس تانيين قالوا we shouldn't talk. why we shouldn't talk؟ ما كان if you come now لو كانوا جا ونس عن حاجات الغلط قالوا سكت، لكن now you blame قالت ناس كنيسة إتو يا مشكلة. no ما دامو قال ناس كنيسة إتو يا مشكلة he need to be reminded ما حاجاته كله ما حاجاته he need to be reminded. ما إتا كان بيتك من حجر ما تلوكو ناس سنبلا إتا قرب blame كنيسة عشان وري لتا حقيقة إتا حبشوه لأنه he is one of the land grabbers. هو واحد من المجرمين كان في قتل واحد من قتله. عسى في ناس كتار موضوع بتاع land grabbing ده he is a notorious one في أراضي كتير وشيل وكلام ده بونسو. so when he is pointing to the church also he is pointing the church يا مشكلة وشنو no بوريلو. this is a moral responsibility بتاع كنيسة to speak on behalf of people of South Sudan. this is their moral responsibility. كنيسة الليلة كان ما بيونس بيقول لغاية الدولة بأنه عليها بتعمل غلط لمواطنين ده ما كنيسة. غاية بتاع كنيسة البسكوت ساكت وبيشوف حاجة بيعمل غلط لمواطنين بتاعه ده ما غاية نسية. this guy is being compromised. لأنه moral responsibility of the church has to talk about the injustice. He has to talk about the corruption, the tribalism, discrimination, nepotism, land grabbing. ده كله مسؤولية بتاع رجل دين ما بس كنيسة بس حتى جامع. إنت إمام لازم تقول كلام ده. إنت لازم تقول كلام ده otherwise إنت ما زول بتاع الله. إنت ما بتعرف أخلاقيات لأنه من أخلاقيات المجتمع إنه لازم المجتمع ده أولا ما يكون بيسرق. المجتمع ده لازم يكون عنده أخلاق العام. المجتمع ده لازم يدفعوا مهية. في المجتمع ده لازم يدفعوا لهم مهية عشان ما يمشي يسرقوا. تدفع العسكري للسيفل سيرفنت. انت لازم تعمل حاجات ده. فبالتالي وذاته غرنگ مبيل ده لازم يوروه يا ناس موتوك ده سيلفا موتوك راراغو كنيسة وينو مناسة ده حاجات لوكانغا وينو اسوشيلو ما واتا ده ما يدفنوه في التراب ده ورجع في التراب. so sometimes انت متى بولدوز في حاجات اللي انت عارف انه ما صح And if you start to fight with the church, man, now you're fighting with God, because you are not the one who made those people to become men of God. So في كلام بتاع النقطة الأخيرة وعشان ندي فرصة للناس اللي يجوا في أجل بتاع كاجوكجي ده، بان ده مهم جدا. ومهم جدا. وكلام ده كان ده يوم كم، وانا ده انا قاعد اقول ده يوم 1 شهر 3. ده يوم واحد شهر 3. هنا بقول the US to sanction the kidnappers of the exiled South Sudanese activists. لكن تعال شوف انت لما تمشي جوا تقرا كلام ده كويس، ده هسه the same US اللي هو US Department of State يعملوا هسه the sanction، they are sanctioning those people. والسانكشن بتاعهم ده باي ذا واي ما همشي ساي. قال هنا للناس اللي بيعرقلوا اتفاقيه تنفيذ بتاع الاتفاقيه بتاع 2018، والناس اللي عملوا شنو taxation، وفي ناس اللي برضه عملوا شنو they are oppressing the other citizens. That's why I am urging our people in US, Australia, America, or I mean في US, America, or Canada, or Australia, or في entire Europe. The 27 دول تا Europe ده بالذات Western Europe تكتبوا كلام ده، لأنه الدول ده كله في ترويكا رسل تكون رسالة عشان الليلة our people should be served and protected، بالذات activists. those who are activists كانوا هم في جوبا ولا هم في يوغندا ولا في كينيا ولا ده، لازم تكتبوا تحت عشان الناس اللي امسكوا ناس تانا جي كاتول ناس تانا including this أكل need to be sanctioned. ده إتو لما تكتبوا أوراق ده كتير واسم ده يتكرر وتذكروا الكلام ده بالدليل with evidence, send it to the Department of State. لما اسم بتاعنا زي يتكرر كذا مرة هم بعد ذاك they will start to follow. although هم عنده ناس في جوبا هنا. Let's go. The United States government said it will impose visa restriction on the South Sudanese national directly responsible for transitional repression, including the kidnapping and deportation of South Sudanese activists abroad. Did I know? Abroad they win. The Uganda, the Kenya, the US, the Australia, the أي محل. They will sanction, and now they started. وكلام ده ترى 200 ده كان يوم 1 شهر 3. That's why I want to bring this to your attention. مش ده هسه ده منطلع ده أو ده في شهر ده قبل كم يوم هنا. هسه أنا قاعد أوريك اللي هم جابوا من شهر 3 يوم 1 شهر 3 بتاع السنة ده. هسه يا دوم مبادئ في كلام ده وسانكشن ده برو. That's why I'm urging my brothers and sisters في زمن the election الناس فيه write to your MP. And I'm calling to those who are sympathizing. Amma they'll support government this woman because they are enjoying, they are part of this. My message to you, my brothers. If you don't know how to write this letter, let us know. Weri lanna isim ta MP take dan zata beside ta fikatibu nindu nasal bekatib later. Fi mahal take bekatib later. This is what we want to say openly. We are not hiding. Because the Americans, some of them, they are watching even our videos here. So what we are doing here, and we are telling you openly, my brothers. Ita for America, if you can't write this, weri lanna isim ta MP take de munna bekatib later de, ita bigora burozidu take hinak, ita ro rasul dele MP bitak. Ase de hakuma jadida agija. US in shagalin fida. This is very important. The United States government said it will impose visa restriction on South Sudanese national directly responsible for transitional repression, including the kidnapping and deportation of South Sudanese activists abroad. The U.S. Department of State said in a statement on Friday that it take the pontiff measures to address the threat that the transitional government poses to South Sudanese activists and the government critics everywhere around the world. It has makalambe everywhere around the world. Yani the humble Teresa guide gedam takumde. My humble self now it's also including this because I'm a critic of this government. Even though Kanana Lisa opposing, but I'm criticizing. Why did I rebel? Because I rebel because of injustices. Daily ay zoltani. Gal around the world. Oh, by the way, including Juba Baden. The Department of the State is taking steps to impose visa restriction on the multiple South Sudanese nationals directly responsible for the kidnappings of South Sudanese activists abroad and for their involvement in transitional repression, he said. This visa restriction address the ongoing threat the South Sudan transitional government poses to South Sudanese activists and dissent, no matter where they are located. No matter where they're located, including Juba, Zato, no matter any mahalata few. So this is our responsibility. Don't sit as an adamant. Junubi, now you're watching me. Ita for Australia, ita for America, ita for Canada, ita for 28 European Union del. 28 na zidu fogo lanu kan Britania fogo tala kan asabiga 27. All of them gul 28 dual ta European Union del. Ita fi dual da katibu waraga da help your brother. Fi akona takum ketir gigo buduman tanin fi Juba tanin wen tanin ga hadiduman. This is your chance to don't sit there benuma fa haja. This is your role. If you don't know how to write this, amul moid ma MP take da wodi waraga da bisadita. Ita endo mugin fizol jeram take bagder sarita be kalamne. You just need to take this kajukji man ya ho kalamde. And then he says here, the sanction will be imposed under the Khashoggi ban policy of the country's immigration and national act. طبعا في ناس يقول لك حاجه ده ما بعمل تاثير عنده تاثير انت قاعد الناس ما يمكن مكويس زعلان دايما من امريكا جونس كلام فارغ من يوروبيان وده لانه he's been sanctioned وما بقدر اروح في هذا meeting في United Nations وبذات ما بقدر كوتونا وانا بسافر الا كانوا يروح في تشاينا وروسيا وبرا ورا كده وما برا دايركت through الدول ديل لانه he will be stopped. ده واحد. نمرة 2 قروش طبعا كانوا ايفا فكر دير كنت قروش اجد بنك يلو بيستخدم ناسه لكن حتى ايال طبعا they are monitored. حتى ايال طبعا they are monitored. قروش طبعا جيت على كيف حاجات ده في حاجات كتير يا اجي تجي بزول ده تانغ اسال مايكل مكوا is so bitterly toward those people. نما he called the صحفي اللي اسمه Allens الين دول nationality British ده مالو زعلان لأنه even to the he reached to the level calling that Allens القتلو ده Stephen Allens or he called him قال the white rebel وده كمان angered جماعة دي زيادة فدينا ده were later حتى دينا سأقول كورا الحاجات ما نلوم قامل ده soon he will be sanctioned. إنت كون كامبيا كي كاتب يا جماعة كون بي كاتب حاجات ده كتير this will help. في ناس قاعد أجي رساكن no it's working my brothers and sisters. ده بيشلل حركة جماعة ده واحد. قال those visas restriction address the ongoing threat the South Sudan transitional government poses to South Sudanese. يعني حكومة ده علوم جنا ده حكومة الانتقالية واحدة وطنية الانتقالية بتاعهم ده القاموا الحاجات against South Sudanese. أمريكا جوقف معتكم في دولة تاني أكتر من كده أمريكا جوقف معتهم South Sudanese. مون عارف بأنه أنت ما عندك حكومة جي protect. That's why they are now to come to protect you. لأنه when they knew that the security system is failed in South Sudan. The court system is failed in South Sudan. Not because we don't have a good court. No, not because of that, but because we have some individual in the government are the one now started to act like now you see the so-called national security is acting as a police to arrest people without warranty. Not even arresting, kidnapping you at 12 ungodly hours they come and kidnap you. Ita askari ita bishtagal fi zaman min saa 6 sabah le saa 6 misa. This is ganuni kida ita betemsik zol fi fatara de saa 6 sabah le saa 6 misa. Asa kanta asal nafsata malma uga bulum garang mabilde makelo go budu. That's why I'm challenging akol kur ita kan rajil go bud garang mabilde ma ugal kalam khatir kalisa ما قال حاجه كاب وقال كلام خطير جدا. انتوا هتشوفوا السنه ده نوريكم السنه ده نوريكم. You need to explain to us السنه ده شنو ما كمان explain برا قبل تكونوا كنتوا هناك في اسم شنو security. Here now the sanction will impose under the Khashoggi ban a policy of a country immigration and national act. منو Khashoggi ده؟ انتوا سمعتوا بالصحافه اللي اسمه جمال Khashoggi القتلوك أنا ما أعرف في تركيا لوين الناس أجل الحكومة السعودية شيلوا مرة قتلوا زول ده بالطريقة بطال. أمريكا طبعا زعلان لأنه ده كمان one of their citizens دول nationality ياو كلام ده منشيل من زمن ده كم نعمل ياو act اسمه كشف ريبان أسا منجيبو act ده to protect South Sudanese to protect South Sudanese. شوف دالا أمريكا كده لنا كيف لأنه أمريكا عارف بينهم ونيا ساعدنا في استقلال الدولة ده. إذا الرفرندم ده كان ما أمريكا أننا كان we South Sudanese نكما بعمل ونيا خوفو Sudan the one. And then Kajugli ban is a sanction and visa restriction announced by the US Department of State in memory of the Saudi journalist and the government critic Jamal Khashoggi, who was murdered allegedly by Saudi security agent in October 2018. The US said it remained concerned about multiple credible reports of South Sudanese nationals who have been threatened, killed, kidnapped in the neighboring countries. It's so concerned. That's why we are coming to this one. Washington also raised a concern about individuals who have been forcefully returned to South Sudan to face politically motivated reprisal. تعرف هسه في كم من برادرز تاعنا كتير تانيين في وايت هاوس. وايت هاوس ده كان زمان جاذبوا فوق مواطنين تاعنا بالذات في زمن 1992 الناس كتار قبلوا سميتوا وايت هاوس. وايت هاوس ده بعدين ما قفلوا. مش في بلو هاوس اللي هو ذاته زول ده يا جبانا ولا اسمه صلاح جوش برضه وايت هاوس ده لسه ما قفلوا. لسه في ناس تاعنا كده قالوا وايت هاوس ده تحت واتا. في ناس تاعنا هنا جوا دي. في كم ناس على accused بأنهم rebel. Nende fi akwala tanna al gobunu min Congo, gobunu min Uganda, gobunu na maruf tanin wa that's why whenever kan mun gobu result tanna wala mun amale haja is accused, we are reporting this to Red Cross. Anagi report nas Red Cross biga ya hina. Some people even within Juba they have been accused galumun rebel because somebody just want to take their lands. Honestly. Fitani bukun bezol le report it rebel uder shilu maratake. Uder maratake kede imagine the level ahna usul fogo. We have this kind of cases. You see? So, that's why America ganita ze akirlebento. Junubin, wake up, itwal gadin barra. You know, we call on the Galhina, we call on the government of South Sudan to create an environment conducive to free and fair election in December. That's why Monkangu Erizamanda, including and by ending its targeting and harassment of overseas citizen and by expanding civic space within its borders. يعني هسه زي في ناس تانيين من supporters the government التانيين هنا ده يوم ده they actually threatening our brother Simon Abu here. They are threatening him. قالوا كانوا لقوا بعربية في أمريكا نوم بسدم. They threat وده أو ناس ده للقامل ده. When you write your letter to Department of State, you have to write the name. طبعا audio someone دفي. You write the name and the letter. حاجات ده كله. Those are the supporters of the government. They are living in America. They are living in Australia. They are enjoying this. So we need to write this letter directly. لأنه اسم تتو كان طلع. زي أسماء ناس تمن تحكومة ده كان طلع. This will protect you and protect so many people. لأنه they are not working only here. عنده فكرة سلهم قروش من جنوب السودان عشان to come and target. زي أنا Teresa, how many times they actually threaten me? Because they think that I will be quiet. No. Malela kanana mutu, I'm not the only person. Ana yama the best person in South Sudan. Why not? Kan hasal haja, it's okay. But I will not shut my mouth. Since you always oppress my people in South Sudan, since you oppress people, since you're grabbing land, since you're killing people, since you're torturing people, since you don't give people freedom, since you go and kidnap people and do whatever, I will not shut my mouth and I don't have a kafo. Hatta minna sekunde, you actually use so many strategies against us, even insulting us, creating lies. So that this is all can creating lies against me because of my people. I don't care. Because of my country, I don't care. Lakin we will say, because this is the same energy when we were fighting the NCP. Zamandak we were fighting the NCP. So why not? I cannot fight you back. You ita da al zaman an naga shakel NCP بقلم تانا نجي كرتسايز همون لأن فكر قال تكون الناس فعلا liberators لكن تكون جات على ولا أي حاجة تكون جات على pseudo revolutionaries ما عندكم أي حاجة. That's why this the same weapon, the same pen, the same media will use it against you. لأنه you now you become the new NCP in Juba. So that's why you fight you. So therefore قال هنا we call on the government of South Sudan to create an environment conducive to free and fair election in December, including by ending its targeting and harassment of overseas citizens and by expanding civic space within the borders. Demunu, all of us we are including my humble self. It of Uganda, it of when you all including this, you need to be protected. We support the people. Listen, we support the people of South Sudan at home and abroad. Listen, at home and abroad. Home, then as Kalisto, manas Morris Mabor, manas al Kutar al Muslimin, manas nas Jada, nas Munudel al Gobur mande, manas al Ketir al Gobunman fi White House, unas wende fi Juba de, utanin al kutumon fi national security fi gorom tanin hinak fi tijahasi fi mahal jadida korkur fata hinak fi tarkeka de alo hawelo kutu foko silahadi nago fata kaman hinak tunas tanin official nasal kubar official gisi jinu hinak fi nas ketir fi tijahata gorom fi ay mahal almun kutu. We need to tell you beinu here that we support the people of South Sudan at home and abroad. At home, those who are actually oppressed inside, and abroad nas the annadel, including those brave individuals, yes, brave individual working to promote transparency, fight corruption, and advocate for democracy and human rights at such a critical juncture in their country history. Then as munu, they are in brother Callisto. Nas brother Callisto, they are like brave people. Kajara, by the way, is suiting him. He's not the only Barao. Findag the Bishop Bade, Index and Santo, Al Hassan del Mujriminta, Eagle Media, the machine after him, they're calling him evil pastor, Gale tribal. No. He's a nationalist because he's against the corruption. He's against the land grabbing. He's against those selfish people. He's a true Christian because he's actually the one Al-Gushilu commitment, 10 commandment. Ogushilu ala Zahra. He is a true man of God. Manas Roko Taban, Manas Bishop Bade, and I salute all of you, Tahangonis, men of God, Al-Gonisu. And I could see now Bishop Igusuk, you went quiet. I don't know what's wrong with you. They now made you to remain quiet. You guys need to talk on behalf of people of South Sudan. People of South Sudan want to see you that you're giving them moral support. Forget about national security or Ajade. Let's stand with our people. Though now, this is what America is doing. On the 4th February 2023, South Sudanese government critic Morris Mabur, Mushtakonasma, Awujok, Bak was arbitrarily arrested, alleged by armed Kenyan security force and South Sudanese men in civilian dress at his residence in Nairobi, Amnesty International reported. The rights watchdog said it is most likely that he was forcefully returned to Juba, South Sudan, and is being held in commando detention at the National Security Service detention facility. Also, the UN panel of experts on South Sudan issue report finding that South Sudan's security personnel kidnapping Dong Samuel ukida tabanan mother namshinak. Lakin this is to tell you بإنه kalam do kullu another wari letakum. This is our work. Inna kullu al-gaidin barra de shogol bitana. Asada wana gutta haja da lazim yakun anna bodi ad ay zol ita gaid fi Europe ita gaid fi mahallet lazim احنا كلنا نكتب كلام نكتب كلام ده لانه ده اهو ده الحرب الدبلوماسي كمان احنا بنحارب بكل طرق واحنا وعدناهم ووريناهم بانه احنا كان انتم ما وقفتوا حاجات انتم بتعملوا ده، انتم ما رجعتوا انه to work for the benefit of the people of South Sudan. We will continue to do this. They might threat لكن ده حقيقة, because you put the life of the people of South Sudan at risk. So this is our job to do, my brothers and sisters, Bulldozer, and the people who are listening to me in YouTube and also in Clubhouse. I want to appreciate you. وده شغل بتاعنا يا جماعة. انت قاعد في امريكا, قاعد في استراليا, قاعد في اي من دول يوروب ده, please let's do this work. This is our chance to to help our people. عشان الناس دول بيعمل لهم sanction زياده عشان هم يفهموا بانه how to act, عشان how to act as a government, not as a tax. اللي هم قاموا ده شغل بتاع كارتيل ساكت. شكرا بولدوزر if you're there. انا بس في حاجه وايد انا داير شغله, الانه ديل اللي بيتكلم بانه ما نفقد ما بونس وكده, ما نفقد ما بونس كده, كلام فارغ. Let's listen to Bishop Emmanuel Marimar.
When governments are evil, Christians must oppose them. When rulers make bad laws, Christians must disobey them. So when people say governments are from God, we need to adhere to them. Yes, that's true. Governments are from God, so as everything else. But God, nothing comes out of him but good. So when God established a government, he was intending for the government to protect and preserve the very rights which God gave me, not to dictate how I should live. The government's role is to protect and preserve God-given rights to me, not to be a dictator and impose unjust laws upon me. Definitely that is not of God. And as Christians, true believers of Jesus Christ, who is the truth, when we see evil laws being passed, we have the right to oppose them and to stand against them and denounce them. Why? Because if we truly believe in God, then he ought to be adhered to more than anyone else on the face of this earth. God is always and ought to be the only sovereign authority over every government, over every human being, and everything that exists.
Emmanuel, may God prolong your life. فضل بولدوزر, فضل.
شكرا كومباتري تريزا. Welcome compatriot Joseph. Jamaa ma zol tip dollar tip for zol that the waste of time happen.
Okay.
You know getting it ama be if every room to walter arfa yet for before dollar till you need to learn. If you want to participate, you have to come when the presentation is taking place. You have to listen to the presentation so that when you are given a time to speak, you can speak on the topic. But you just come to the room, you don't even know what people are talking about, and you raise your hand. You will not come up today. I'm sorry to say this. Let him sit down there. But today, no, you cannot come up. They are under Warik Sarah. Because that is, we want you to learn a lesson that everybody, room, you have to come to the room and listen to the presentation. And then after that, you will know what people are talking about. And when you start talking, you will be able to speak on the topic and people will benefit from you. It's not just about it is giving the message to the listeners to benefit from you. Ita lodere center be participate fi ay mahal tara fogu taal bediri asma lena asal gonusu o ita lo zaman ja arfa yet a center bedero kaman contribute fi topic alas bonus for. This is how intellectuals work. But you cannot call yourself just intellectual and you don't even attend any lecture tazurtani with a derja as in bonus lenat. That doesn't work that way. They are the best standard worry besilo lo Zalan kelo Zalan lakin today I'm serious, no joke. This is a very serious case. We have to focus and pay attention. Now, let me go to the topic that we are talking about today. U.S. imposed visa restriction on South Sudan officials for taxing aid. Ajama de aja maruf. And this, we need to see more of this. Taban, according to them, the name will come out soon. You guys will hear the names. The officials, ala mululum on restriction, then as munu. And it is come really at the right time. Because this month, Alo Sartisa, UN General Assembly is going to take place in New York. And for those South Sudanese always, that come in a large number, just to come and do shopping, Dorde, it's not going to be easy for you to come for your shopping. Because they are just coming for shopping. Go Mara, Rajil, Sunukulu family. Give a Dilomon Ajere official visa. Give a Dilomon what they call diplomatic passports. At as all Almagis diplomats will get that diplomat passport. And then they all come if you were General Assembly to waste millions of dollars. Nas kulubra fertek for Joahila, Bamul shopping, yala Nas Bridge, the new iPhone, Gucci's bag, Tomon, Sunudel Nasbra, all these big retail stores for New York, just for shopping. This time, majority of you are not coming. Put this in your mind, majority of you are not going to come. It is good that some of them we are getting their names and their details. We are all going to start writing letters to our senators, to our representatives, and to the U.S. State Department about these people who are committing atrocity in our country, so that they know them, and more restrictions are coming, more sanctions are coming on these officials. Taning Zat al-Kubarde, they will see very soon as Samtomon the country if sanction list. They will not travel to US or of European country on Mabisafe. Because they think like Ajat al-Kulugurade is a joke. But when it start hitting them, that's when they will really know that Kalam de Biga Gitala Soko. Lozol Bikele Mugula Jama Nas Janin. Luita Ma Jan, you will not feel it. Ita Bigulu Nazel Kalam Farisaki, they are just making noise Kalam. Lakin Lubiga Jan Wosulu later. Ita Biga Bada Liko Button Tak Bada Amul Balak. Biga Button de Fadi, Dera Akil. That's when you feel Tara Kalam Tanas and Kikilium Dagde, Kalam de Hagiga. And that's what is happening in South Sudan. Finas Kanium Dak Magi feel any Ajatal Gasil de Kalam and Nas Gozunde, they don't feel it. But now they are feeling that pressure. Every single South Sudanese is feeling it now. Lode Jan, Lode Kalamta salary, Lode Kalamta soon, everybody's feeling it. Yomdak 9 per day, they never miss their salary. Every month they are receiving their salary. Lakini how this month they receive, ajere last month, tabanelela yung white fishar, ajere sartista. Nadakal fishar jadi. Happy New Sunday, Happy New Month and New Sunday later. Yani fishar al-Fadde, already job tala. There was a memo to allow the employees with a Nile pad. That Fishari, Tamani Ade, they are not going to receive their salary. Udema Bekon Bara Sara Tamani Ade. It is going to continue, sir. Tisa Sartalata, Ajir Sarasara, Ulegidam. Christmas Day, Allah Finas Ma Beamulu Christmas Door. And this is where everybody will feel that heat, and they will say, you know what? Taraj al Kirgam will de Batal, and Naskul Vibada feel that heat. Kalamde, everybody will feel it. Okay, last, let's do it together. L'official gula jama kelina silo kuma debara kelina amro protest nasbura fog. Even though asakera la indi silade, they will not say, oh, lo nazegra protest na biduru gumon. It will go attack wenta duru. Tamanda go to work come nasal work kamajan asakera dead. For I really appreciate the United States for what they are doing on behalf of the people of South Sudan. And we will continue to support them. Some of us, we are dual citizens, okay? We are Americans and we are South Sudanese at the same time. So we are going to play our right, okay? For the United States, we are going to advocate for the country of our origin. Since they are the one support us in the beginning, for us to have this country called South Sudan, we will continue to talk to them, to help us to get rid of those criminals, so that this country will gain what actually the purpose of South Sudan that gained the independence for. Some of us, when we came to this country, we go to different places. We have been in churches, we have been in representatives, we have been in senator's office advocating for South Sudan. We told them to put pressure on the government of United States, to put pressure on Sudan to bring peace for our people. And that's what we have, that peace in South Sudan. George W. Bush put pressure on Bashir, and they signed a CPA. And the CPA gave a birth to the country called South Sudan today. But now, Nas Sanin Bigadera Amul Arakat, there is Samir Baginas, there are Tabunas, as if they are the one God created in that country alone. So we are not going to leave them. We are not to give them any rest this year. Say Kalamta, but you know that they are we will not give them rest. In action. We are not going to give them rest. We are going to put pressure on the United States to continue to put more ban on these officials, and they will really feel the heat. Number two, Ana Deroskuru, the church leaders that come up together with the initiative, the Central Equatorial. I really appreciate them, because that's the purpose of the church. The church is the voice of the voiceless. The church is there to stand and talk on behalf of the people who cannot speak for themselves. And if you are really true men of God, you will not fear about your life. And that's what some of these bishops are doing. People like Sandulaku, they are doing that. Because you can kill this body, but you will not kill the spirit. Okay? Then nasa of mana bita Christianity, because you can kill this earthly body, but you will never kill the spirit. And Fijuana. That's why they are standing up. They come together and they speak with one voice. And I appreciate them. The vice presiding bishop of the Africa Island Church, that's my church. I'm from Africa Island Church. Our presiding bishop is James Lagos. One hour for when I will call him. I will talk to him. He need to speak out. He should not just be quiet. He need to speak out like the rest of the bishops and God wants. People need to speak out. Because the Bible says, if I die for Christ. That's why some of us here, we are speaking, and even we are not afraid, because I'm harmful. The one who is me is greater than the person that threatened to kill me. So what will you do to me? Falazim Nazel Iwonusu Al Hagiga Ukilimon Markov I Haja. They will never do anything to them. And if they do anything to them, the world is watching. So I really salute them for their sacrifices, for their message that they come together and they put in that message to the government of Central Equatoria, to the national government, and for them to do something. It's not a crime for you to speak, Ajam. No, it's not a crime. You say what is right, and if somebody wants to do something to you because you say the truth, it's okay. You know. Not saying as it would ajere it muyakani de. And a guy no del de nas majanin sak. You know. You know, this is just a dema nasa lendo ajere. Idmon yakani is just the nasal bigulu. They're wearing a sheep coat bigulumon. They are a sheep, but actually they are lions in the sheep coat. Idmon yakani luita baino kulu zaman be praise Salva Kiir. Ita line fi ajere to when Salva Kiir went to fi endorsement Raila Odinga fi Kenya, and then he also come and talk with the Manas Bita Tumaini. Later in Idmund Yakani, he was praising Salva Kiir. He said that Wallahi Salva Kiir is a true leader. Yaki leader bisikil zere. Manatu ita binosa Idmund Yakani, you are not a leader. If you call Salva Kiir a leader, you are not a leader. Wonder wori kalam de frasa. You are just a bunch of idiot. With a zol bita akil best. With a zol best gadu. Yani ita gadu majib Salva Kiir sel bodik ajata baako. Ita map civil society. Hata mulena kalam fare. Civil society aliyetuba bitima manas bita hukuma. Ya fi clubhouse ni. Idmuni yakani kulmoyoma madide zolta muni zolta hukuma. Ya uzola albisitim bishop sandu lako gulu, sandu lako evil. Ana lisa beijile madide. Ana bifata low room. Kas. Musu South Sudan evil media bitode. I will respond to him. It's not to call South Sudan evil media. It's South Sudan evil media. I'll respond to him. I'll respond to him. So, Junubin, Kilnas Markov, Alderu, Ale Sukurata, Tazol Bitode Gules, and Taban, you become a slave, you want to lick somebody's leg, Walter Bamulu, Itabale Suyedu, Itabamul Sunes and Beg the Rugulu, de Wele Tai, Wale de Sunu, Alikefe Akaid Muniakani. Ana de, Ana Luligo Salva Kiir, Ana Bidu Grass Maklanjiko, tar out. Mind it a lot of Arbamu, Ana Wallana, Ana Mabi Gomu Tiedu. De Ana go Rick Sara, I will never shake hand with Salva Kiir. Even though Ogra expired soon, Lo Gulurabana Hotol Umoro, Una Gabil Mofi Mahal, I will not shake hand with him. Yedu Malian Bitom, Gadakatul Jumbin day and the night. I will never shake hand with Salva Kiir. So ita albigam no say ita bloodsucker. Bitor war Salva Kiir, Zeo Bugde or Grandpa Takide, you go after him. But there will be a day. If the day Salva Kiir leave this country, you pack your luggage, go to Warap Mo. MCF if you are one chan yell more. Ana go rega it muniakani. Musfe South Sudan de ita gulita zolta civil society. Ana de ana rafi South Sudan will be in uniform. Ana magirwa sake as moton zere. Ana birwa fi uniform. Ana luligoita fi junub de. I'm telling you, either you go to Uganda or TMC fi a one child nyel, or TMC for ma Lake State, ma Abra Madid bitakde. It's not a threat, but it's a reality. Okay? And there wori kalamde firasa kini o aizol alfigiri kelisilu kabarde wodile yed muniakani. Loita fini ma fake account asuma kalamde quest.
Allah bulldozer ta zana mijik dalila.
Lo Salva Kiir sibu power. Lima fas bitak MC mo. MC fa one child nyel to wali nak. Ita mazol ta kejikeji. Nas bitak ta kejikeji ya gadu katulu, you cannot say anything. Yomdak sabo shirin nafar katulu fi zamana nasi pobja fi Junub Sudan. What did you say about him? Yomdak ya asade nasi Uganda gija gidugu nas bitak. What did you say about it? It has all Japan. It has all Maras. You deserve to be punished in a different level. And that punishment, the time will come and about it. Olana bisolta kama but naman tabar. Tabotur sudom. Now, Kilana Sibo Suya, Ilas Roman. Junubin, Belede, Alisim, Junub Sudan. Ma fi zoltani al bigulu uwa ya accent min zoltani. We are all equal. Okay? We are all equal and we all have contributed to this country. So don't let somebody think that he's your master.
Absolutely.
Na kan shakil manas alabiyat bediri. Zay kalam ta jire kalisto nas al benadu tuktuku de na shakil momon na shakil manas English na shakil mayetu na zel ma dersil ard bitana na shakil ma jalaba gerib de fi kam sinin umon ma dersil ard bitana zoltana su jaban zay akzeria bijasil ard bitan ya bija tala ita bitala slave law. Will you accept that? For me, you will enslave my bonds. Luana mutu kalas tabamul aya jata dera amul maadum tai. Lakin when I am alive, you will never ever enslave me. Wanda encourage, ana be encourage Junubina Alpha America jama. Ana am in the US. I know my senators. I know my representative tai, Alpha County tai, Alana Guide Fogu, and I know State Department, and beg their job, the State Department. So let us all write letters. Kullu Ajamalu America ligo a lot of jobat beji min Junubin complaining about this government. Ze makani umdak fi zaman alkan moshakil manna bedir fi zaman tajerede nas kan giketi bu job asking okuma bita America kilamu laja lo okuma tebeshir, they will see that we are serious, they will be able to help us. But if we cannot do it, then they will think that we are not serious women basket. So let us do our best. Write a letter. Later, contact Sultan beside her, how to write it and where to direct it. Some of us, we have done a lot of things. We don't want to talk about it. And we continue to do some of the things underground. Best nas gifil, lakin tamabar sunasi. We'll continue to do that. Lo fi anything guluna surafi protest for New York or when, please respond. Go. Don't be afraid. And especially our people of Equatoria. Under Wareko. Taban Asade fi ajatali. Ara mader kelim kalam de negative way, but in positive way. We have our brothers that are calling for independence of Equatoria. But let me tell you, if we cannot unite our voice and speak about the suffering of our people, nothing will help us. It doesn't matter whether it's a separatist, it's a unionist, it's a Sunu, but when it comes to the issue of Equatoria, it is crucial for all of us. It's not that we are in Nias Alder unity there, they hate Equatoria. No. All of us, we love our people to death. And we don't want to see anything happen in Lenas Pitana. That's why we are here speaking 24/7. There are some of us, ma beg der du sukura fi South Sudan, lo okuma delis alive. There are even some of the country for East African, some of us, we will not go there. Luna Roa, Bamsukona, Barcelona. It's not because of ourselves. It's because of our people. We are speaking because of them. So let us unite our voice and do everything we can in order to stop this dictatorial regime al-Fijubade. Ubada, haya jalta deru itabiyek de rejibu fitarabezi. Lakina Sade is a very crucial moment. Italo separatists, Italo unionists, Italo Sunu, let's all write letters with of America. Keti kumchobat, le representative bitakon, le senators bitakon, le State Department, habata jata al-gasil fi Junub Sudan. That's why to my nasta kanai sasa fi Junub Sudan ajire the Central Equatorial de umonja kulu malwai. Ata Muslim wala sunumon kulu jaf malwai. Ma kelim gulu del nas Muslimin del Masihin, no. Regardless luita minietu, we are all worshiping that one God. That's why they all come together as religious leaders. They come together and put in their voice as one. So they are message itaileko. Dividing message will not help us, but the united message will help us. Some of us, we did not even enjoy our youth. We were in the bush in our youth time. Nakulu yani naman tatala ta entire youth bitak for Juakala, and now we are still in Figaba. Yao aramin bita ajire nyangajik bita JCE de la kulu na saparak beata komana biga gulu alai filande ras biga talabia kulu digina tabia kulu sunudel. It's not because zol diginto der talabia wala shar der talabia. Okay? It's not because I'm aging. But when you are not in yani italuma murta ajadel beg der jale. Some of us is just because yani lokan gule duna ayan no bara figisim, maybe the result nakan mood. Okay? Because we don't sleep fi kalam ta belede. This issue ta Junub Sudan de, we don't sleep about it. Nagi fekir bilelu nahar.
Absolutely.
We want to see something good happen to our country. And that's why Biga nas attack for guna gulu alive lando juice filande kire. I don't mind. Munuma boji subelede na kulu we are all going to age. How Zoltan began in high belede. Ata later be masa shar bitake sen kiligena aswed gene sunu. Umur bitak de itama bigero. When you hit 40 legidam, kalas, that's it. Let us do our best, Ajam. Kilna work hard. Our people are suffering. And our people, their hope is in us. They're only hoping that we will be the one to bring changes in Leomon. And if we keep quiet, then kalas, they are done. It's a lot to say, lakin for the time, ana bisibu fursa dele nas tanin kamane sen beji, bija contribute. Ajama the hand raising is open. So if I Zoltan 30 na derja contribute, you raise your hand, you can come up and contribute on the topic. For ladini, ana mutakita na bogif, o ze kalamta zana kelimde. I encourage everybody. Don't be afraid. Okay? Don't be afraid. Keep your head up. Do your best. And God will help you for whatever tagamol. Put Rabana Kidama, Rabana beside it, and you will be okay. Mafaja base. Some of us, we are not worried. Ana lo aja asi lela. It's okay. Ana ma beginning the higher for dunya. Ana zad mana graph accent mahal because I did not ana mind yet I mind dom mind the aya jatan batal ana arfu ana graph mala lans. So I will not worry. Ana MC will fee aja ana sibuarai. The message is alan again one Sudan. It is in the heart of the people of South Sudan. Exactly. The people will never forget the messages I'm telling them. They will always remember. Fizol kani sim Simon Abui or Simon Andrea can kill kile. They will always remember that. Either I'm there or I'm not there, they will remember that. They will remember fi mara isim Teresa kan gadu wonusu aninna. Fi mara isim Gune gadu wonusu aninna. Fi mara isim Lorit gadu wonusu. Fi Lucia fi munu I can count all those names. People will remember you. So don't be afraid. Just speak. And our God is great. The religious leaders Vitala will continue to pray for you. We'll continue to pray for you. Continue to do your best. Emskum kida na waraku. Ushukran go.
Yeah, compatriot Bulldozer Simon, that was really a great message. I appreciate you. Let me give a chance to compatriot Joseph. Joseph Ohede, are you there?
I'm there.
Mong
Thank you.
Ela.
أنا بسلمكم كلكم. أنا بشكر المتحدثين ده تريزا ورفيق تريزا وبولدوزر وجوك ومستمعين تحت. التوبيك جبته مهم جدا، ضروري في وقت الحسن الناس تقدر تفهم الدول العظمى بتعامل مع المجرمين بياتوا وسائل، وكيف هم يطالبوا سند مننا عشان نقدر نطلع جوانا عشان يكون إضافة حقيقية أو شهادة للجرائم ده وإثبات للجرائم ده. لكن صمت بدانا كمواطنين بدون تحرك حركة مننا بيخلوا US بيقوم بمارس أبشع أنواع بتاعت أبشع أنواع بتاعت السلوك ما يليق ب عموما أنا بس في رسالة بتاعي وادي إنه هو ممكن US بيسكت لأنه ما سمع مننا سند، ما سمع مننا صوت، لكن هو مراقب كل شيء في العالم. بالمناسبة US مراقب كل حاجة في العالم، بس دير يدنا ودير صوت بتاعنا. بالنسبة لكل التحركات اللي قاعد يحصل في جنوب السودان بخصوص فرائض الضرائب اللي مفروضة على الإيرادات اللي الحكومة بفرض للمنظمات الغير حكومية في حين هو وقع كل الميثاق الدولي والاتفاقيات الدولية كلهم متحدة ويتوقعوا كله في أقل من أسبوع مبادئ independent South Sudan. الجب كلام ده كله شنو؟ عبارة عن جرائم بيمارسها النظام في جوبا، لأنه 90% من المنظمات الوطنية اللي بيشيل إغاثة والعربات تابعين للجنرالات، والشركات اللي بيجيب مواد تموينية ده بتاع منظمات ده وبيعملوا ترحيل معظم كله جنرالات. زمن ليغو ده بيغو قريش تجيل ده ندرين فردو عقوبات في شنو دارين فردو اسمه الضرائب في شنو في الإغاثة ذاته. انت جايبين مساعدة للشعب بتاعك انت يعني زليتهم ما قادرين يلقوا أكل وشراب قوت اليوم، قاعدين في مخيمات، وانت سببت ان دم الأمن، وقبل ان دم الأمن انت قتلت منه أكثر من 400 وشوية ألف. وبعد ده كله يعني هم في المخيمات الداخلية وبرضه لاجئين بدول المجاورة قاعدين عندنا بالآلاف برضه بالملايين زاد بلو نايل وساوث كوردوفان من زمان ودارفور. دول كله دارين إغاثة، وانت تقوم تفرض قانون زي ده عشان تعمل شنو يعني؟ وانت تجيب وقاتا ميثاق الدولي لشنو؟ وانت اللي بتقول المنظمات الغير حكومية غير ربيحة ما ممكن يعني يكون فيه ضرائب وكده. نفس القانون بتاعك ده انت بتعمله، ونفس القرارات بتاعك بتاخدها في الرئاسة، وقانون اللي انت خدته مختلف في قانون الريهابيليتيشن كوميشن. واذا كان الريهابيليتيشن كوميشن طلع القانون ده حال برلمان اجازه حال متفق مع قوانين الدولية، انت دولة ولا انت اصلا شخص مهيمن على دولة باسمك قدرت تملك الدولة دي لأسرتك ولنفوسك لأولادكم ولنفوسكم. عشان كده أنا بقول إنه SPLM ده فشل في كل شيء، وكير منتهر، كير هيخلص هيقضي على المنظمة بتاعهم ده، هينتهوا منه مرة واحد وهيغرقهم كله في السفينة بتاعه ده، لأنه إنسان ما بيستاهل يقولوا له يا كلام غير دماغ بتاع بقر بس في راسه. آخر بقر بياكلوا مسكين، وكان مشوا أكلوا ما بقرة قبيلة تاني في جيش واحد ما بيشاكل. لكن ده في تفكير ده أنا ما أعرف وإسبلم ده كله سكوت بتاع leaders بتاع إسبلم ورا كل فوضى اللي قاعد يحصل ده، هل هم راضين ولا هم أصلا دايرين لهم زول واحد؟ ده كلام بليد يا زلمة. كان أنتوا جوبا نخلوا شغل ده، تعال مع الحق، قدم استقالة تعال مع الحق. لكن أنت مسؤول في ماكير في النظام، أنت مجرم وأنت بتشارك شريك في جريمة. الحياة دي قاعد يحصل لشعب بتاعنا هنا في جنوب السودان في كل أقاليم الثلاث، خاصة برغزال والنيل. استوائي ده معروف، استوائي ده معروف صنعوا له دور أساسا، ولسه فشلوا في مواجهتنا ميدانيا. بقى يلزوا لنا يوغنديين ويلزوا لنا باشا، يلزوا لنا ناس كونغو، يلزوا لنا ناس أفريقيا الوسطى، يلزوا لنا ناس كينيا في مشكلة بتاع حدود. ما مشكلة برضو هنعرف نتعامل مع المشكلة كده، هنعرف نتعامل مع المشكلة كده. انتوا ما بتفوتونا بقوانين، ما بتفوتونا بإجراءات الرسمية، إجراءات ما بتفوتونا. هنا بنقدر نشيل مشاكل ده في إطار مشكلة اللي قاعد يحصل في جنوب السودان في أقاليم برغزال، وده أصلا كده كده إسقاط النظام عشان الهيكل بتاع كله يستعدل. ديرين تسجونا هنا في صراع فردي كاستوائيين عشان نكون نفكر في نفوسنا كاستوائيين. ده كلام بليد ما بخش في راسنا. هنا الجنوبيين 200 بقينا نفكر في نفوسنا، وانتوا حرامية بس. ديرين تقولوا انتوا يعني او عارفين تشتغلوا انتوا جدا وكده كده، انتوا حرامية بس. نظام في جوبا ده انت حرامي بس، انت ما عندك اي حاجه. عشان كده انا بقدم كل الشكر والتقدير للصبر بتاع الشعب بتاعنا في جنوب السودان في كل معاناه اللي حصل قاعد يحصل. نقول ربنا معاكم، انتوا صبرتوا الاسوء في 89 وصبرتوا الاسوء في 90، صبرتوا الاسوء في 91 لحد 93 لقيتوا النفس شويه بعد كل انواع البشع من المعاناه اللي انتوا شفتوه في المعارك اللي دارت في مناطق في جنوب السودان. انتوا جنوبين صبرتوا، انتوا اصبروا في مجاعة اللي زرعتوا ده اكلوا وربنا معاكم. فده حاجة الحاصل. فانا اذا انا لسه تواصل بكلم تليفون، فده حاجة الحاصل بس يعني ليكم انتوا. ده حاجة الحاصل. انا داير اقول انه الناس خلي يخطوا بالهم على التوصيات بتاعت تريزا، الناس اللي في دياسبرا، وخلي الناس يشتغلوا شغلهم. وبرضه هنا دايرين نواصل في نفس الاتجاه. اذا في فرص لنا هنا برضه بنكتب، لكن طبعا ما في فرص لنا هنا لانه في دوائر جغرافيه معينه محدود له عشان انه لانه في جهات مختصه. وانا بشكركم. انا ما اقدر اجور حديث بتاعي. انا بشكرك يا اختي تريزا، جبت توبيك مهم وجبت حاجات بيفيد الناس، فواصل في نفس الاتجاه. والصبر مهم يا جماعه، لازم الناس تاخد الصبر والناس تاخد قلبهم واحد. التحديات جاي اسوأ من كده. كل يوم هتلقوا سيناريو جديد، كل يوم هتلقوا، كل اسبوع بتلقوا سيناريو جديد. ما تستغرب. ده عباره عن ادوات بتاع الضغط النفسي، ادوات بتاع اضافه طريقه تفكيرنا، بيوجهوا يعني عباره عن ناس دارين يشغلوا ناس راي العام باشياء ما بيفيدنا نحن ولا بيفيدهم هم، بين انه يغرقهم زياده. هم دارين يجوا لما كل زول يشيلوا بالجنازه بتاع صندوق، بعد كده يقول يوم ده تم كده خلاص هو عمل على عليه. لكن ده طبعا انتقام. ده الثقافه بتاع انقنفذ ده فار رهيب جدا. ولو ياو حاجه كده، هو نظامه كان راجل تو ارستاني جديد. انقنفذ بعمل شنو؟ بيقوم بيبني بيت جديد لرجله ومرته عشان يدخل عروسه الجديد، بيقوم بدفنهم هناك عشان انتقاما عشان يموت. وده حاجه الكير قدم كير عنده غيره بتاع نسوان على الدارات اللي قلوبهم انتقامين. اسبلم كله عنده نفس الثقافه، وقرن ما بين ده اكل ما جماعه نفس الاكل وانتهى من الجنوبين. نفس الزول داير يحاول انه يعني يجي بلغه انه يكون زول بريء وداير يتكلم الوطنيه. كلهم حراميه وكلهم قتله الى مزبله التاريخ. انا ما عندي حاجه بدوسه. فانا بجيب هنا، وانا اصلا كنت في مع شغل، وانا بديكم فرصه وواصل، وانا بستمر في اجتماع. شكرا لكم.
Yeah. قلت له أبقى قم في الدنيا أنا وكده يعني هو حسيت زي لكن شبهته بالنسوان ليه يا أخي والله كده انتم أوري لي يومين ده شغالين فينا.
انتوا بالليلة في دارة كل زمر جاي يعمل لكم
شغل كيني يا لكن مشكلة رجال تجنوبين ده بيقى منطلع كيني صعب شغل تمن ده كيني تمن ده بيقى بس
كيري
لجنوب
يا
السودان.
بدا اكزامبل ده كتريزا كيري يا بدا اكزامبل ده سر كده
Kir ba shagal gira ya mo shagal le pagana mum gal pagana mangalo Mr. President Malta kida Malta dismiss Dengalor wita dismiss Kosima Nyibe وكده مفروض كان في حاجة زي ده كلام ده برو ونسو في داخل بوليكال بيرو وبيحلوا مشكلة دي كيف هناك وده قال هاي انت فاكر انا ما بعرف حاجاتكم انت ده ذاته فيه قال مش بلد ده انتوا فاكرين قالت يا بعرف فيها حاجة بس انت ده انت من نفسك قالت يا بعرف فيها حاجة قال بلد ده انا بدمر لكم وبرميه في بخانة لدرجة انه ذاته بعدين انتوا ما هتقدر تلموا. شوف ده شغل حسادة ده أسد يا جماعة كير ده أسد مرة ده راجل كده مش يا قوني شغل غيرة دمر بلد غيرة أنا ما أعرف ده حسادة شنو ده حسادة تا أجل قم قم في ده الله يوسف كمان. المهم يا جماعة ناس المنا في يوتيوب أنا داير نشكركم كتير عدد كان كبير ناس جو في يوتيوب وشكرا لكم تشاركتوا الفيديو ده. دائما كانتم بيجي في يوتيوب هنا عشان مسج ده يوصل شيل لينك بتاع يوتيوب ده خدته في فيسبوك. انت لما تنزله في فيسبوك ما تعمل paste and then you post it right away. No, you leave it to open فيديو بيفتح يلا بعدك you post it عشان الرسالة دي يوصل لأنه الرسالة دي مهم للجنوبين. وأنا قلت زي ما أنا قلت أخواني الجنوبين القاعدين برا انتوا يا مفتاح بتاع مساعدة لأخواننا تنا القاعدين في الدول الجوار وحتى ناس الاكتيفيست دي النيندو هنا ياهو قانون كشوك ده بيساعد جنوبي القاعد يحارب من أجل عدالة ومساواة في بلد ده من أجل ديمقراسي من أجل unity من أجل promoting the values of democracy. كل حاجات ده زي ناس كاليسو زي ناس موريس موبور زي ناس كتار اللي تعنى القبضو كتير جنوبين زي في ولد الطالب المرة اللي فات هو كرتسايس أقول كور ده برضه هو قبضو طالب. There is a lot أننا we can do بالذات احنا برا في أمريكا وفي الدول ده كله في أوروبا وين ده انت تكتب رسالة ده ممكن ذاته تكتب ل US State Department ده تكتب كلام ده ترسله في أمريكا حتى كان انت ما قاعد في أمريكا وديل اللي في أمريكا ده بيكون easy لو هم كتبوا زي ده ويوري بأنه he's a citizen بتاع US وهو من ستيت كده وام بي بتوعه كده وتكتب الكلام تكتب رسالة شنو اللي قاعد وتحديدات كان حددوك ذاته شيل كوبي تاجي ده ما تكتب رسالة كتير تكتب بانه يا اخي في حاجه قاعد يحصل كده في individual فلان في زول بتاعنا قبضوا فلان في منطقه فلان وناس اللي قبضوا من ده ناس سكيورتي كده ناس منو كان ده بوليس كان ده ناشونال سكيورتي ولا ده اس بي دي اف ولا ده شنو تكتب ترسل حاجه ده مسؤوليه بتاعنا احنا قاعدين برا سوري كانت اكتيفيست ولا وات ايفر ما حاجه ده قالوا اوبوزيشن بس يا بعملوا انت as individual جنوب انت لازم this is your responsibility يجب لك طبق من ذهب سهل جدا بس you just need to انت ما اعرف كاتبه في ناس بقدر صاروا لك انت بكاتبه بس انت بعدك وديه لرسل تشوف ادرس بتاع US Department of State ده وين ممكن هنا ترسل طوالي تكتب حاجات بتاعك ذاته فيه كلام ده رسالة ده بوصل. Yeah, thank you very much للناس اللي في يوتيوب and join us in Clubhouse because now is 2 hours and 24 minutes. I don't want to go beyond. Join us. You will find the same topic here is US imposes visa restriction on South Sudan official for taxing who أجده طبعا أنا كنت هناك. So ده في Clubhouse إنت بتلقاه الناس اللي في يوتيوب ده. You can join us there and then كان زول اللي كمان come up to contribute. Yeah, thank you very much and God bless you. Until then, yeah, bye bye. Ujok, brother Ujok, فضل.